Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today in what is going to be one of the more impactful XRP videos you guys have heard in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of breakdown, a lot to review, because the future of XRP is oh so clear to me. And it should be clear to all of you. Stu Alderati gives us a powerful reminder that in today's Wall Street Journal, the Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled against the SEC in recent years. The SEC is anything but infallible. It is bloated, broken, and beleaguered. Don't be intimidated when they come knocking. Ladies and gentlemen, we helped cause this, and we stood up for the entire crypto industry. This is a brand new phenomena, and Ripple spearheaded the movement. Now here, in addition, something from one of our favorite guests on this channel's Waters Above. He gives the same warning I've been giving for a while. This could be the last chance to get altcoins for this cheap, especially for XRP. And ladies and gentlemen, XRP will be on its full-blown moon mission in the coming months. So you better be in before it's too late. He states this isn't to be taken lightly, and this isn't to sensationalize. Anyone who follows my work knows I only speak when the truth needs to be said. And I hope all of you have been paying attention to the bullish momentum the industry has been having. This is a weekly recap. Argentinian President Javier Milei confirms he will shut down the central bank. Netflix gave $11 million to a company to produce a movie and they lost it trading stocks. CZ Binance resigned as the CEO of Binance. SEC commissioner says there's no reason for us to stand in the way of a Bitcoin ETF. CZ facing 18 months in prison as part of his plea deal with the U.S. government. It's been stated by the U.S. government Binance allowed ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Hamas to transact on its platform. Javier Milei won the Argentinian presidential election. $1.3 billion in user funds were withdrawn from Binance following the U.S. government indictment. OpenAI has rehired Sam Altman from OpenAI as their CEO. The Binance CEO CZ released from custody on a $175 million bond. CZ pleaded guilty to violating criminal anti-money laundering requirements. Tether freezes $225 million in USDT linked to trafficking. Bitcoin hit $38,000. The SEC decided to sue Kraken again after a settlement. And Binance agreed to pay $4.3 billion to settle with the US government. The reason I'm bringing this review up is because it's so important you realize the context of what I'm about to show you. All of this positive momentum in our direction is going to lead to positive regulation. And I promise you, regulation will open the floodgates for trillions upon trillions of dollars of capital to come into the market. Here, we have Congressman Mike Flood with the Nebraska Financial Innovation Act talking about stablecoins and how important they're going to be, and how every bank and all these other nations are going to want stablecoins. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Thank you to CKJ for this news. And please listen to this congressman let you know what the future holds.
I rise today because we are at a crossroads in banking, fintech, and finance. Blockchain is a revolutionary technology that is going to change the way Americans do business. The question today, the one that we have in front of us, is whether we would like America to lead that change or let somebody else take the reins. We are planning on marking up two bills next week in the Financial Services Committee. One on digital assets market structure and the other on stablecoins. I'm going to focus my remarks today on stablecoins. I am not new to this subject. In the Nebraska legislature, I wrote and passed a bill that allows for banks in Nebraska to issue stablecoins. state chartered banks. This is an issue that I have worked on and care about for years. Since 2017, stablecoins have grown to $130 billion in market cap. That's the size of a multinational institution like Deutsche Bank. We are not dealing with a theoretical conversation about stablecoins here. Stablecoins have already arrived. Whether you like them or not is irrelevant. They are here, and the question of the day is how to regulate them, not whether to regulate them at all.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, with the context of the regulators in mind, please listen to Medico stating every bank wants to know how to launch their own stablecoin. This is the CGO of Medico, Seamus Doughew, at Assets Week in Singapore on November 22nd, 2023. And you better believe stablecoin regulation will open the floodgates. There's a reason Tether was helping with human trafficking violations. There's a reason USDC has been in the news recently. And there's a reason they are saying all the things they're saying. The floodgates will open, but only a few will be prepared.
I think all banks are looking at this space. I'm based in Dubai right now. Every bank wants to know basically how to launch their own stablecoin, or it's a topic they're looking at very much because there's a lot of efficiencies. Just the simple 24/7, 365 netting on all the time is a huge uplift from banks which aren't even mostly open the majority of the day, basically, right? So the settlement period, I think there's a lot of easy go-to-market in that one compared to launching equity, for example, on chain, which is still a long way down the road.
Now, guys, I don't know about you, but it seems everywhere I look, XRP has a solution to a future problem, as well as a technological service other institutions need that they may not have the resources for. Ladies and gentlemen, this article on the xrpledger.org website talks about how stablecoin issuers could come right here to the XRP ledger. And this is a major solution to the problems we're having. These institutions can adopt stablecoins with the snap of a finger. They can launch CBDCs with the snap of a finger. And XRP and the XRP ledger were uniquely designed to have institutions ready to use it on a whim. It seems to me, like I'm sure it seems to all of you, that Ripple seems to have all the problems to these institutional needs these trillion-dollar companies have, these multi-billion-dollar companies have, down to the $100 million companies. Ladies and gentlemen, Ripple is partnered with behemoths. And here in this clip from ISO 20022, let's do it. You could get a better sense into what the nature the partnerships Ripple has will do.
See a lot of names here for the types of organizations that Ripple has partnered with so far that are regulated financial institutions. I've explained how we've started to grow, and I'll call out a few in relevant to our region. Heyha Money Transfer, our remittance business in Australia, and they can reach all over the world through regulated payout partners like MFS Africa, who cover the whole continent and pay out locally in local currency. We have banks that we work with, like Travelex Bank in Brazil and Indusend in India. So again, the whole spectrum of money movers are connected to the Ripple network today.
Now guys, with that being said, as we cap off this video for today, I hope you realize that these new unveiled partnerships, the magnitude of what's happening in the coming weeks, the strength we have in the charts are no accident, as by subjective views. At a Hong Kong Monetary Authority BIS high-level conference titled The Future Monetary System, Eddie Yu, Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, discussed the challenges of cross-border payments with Deputy Governor of the RBI, the Bank of India. Some key notes you need to take away from this. Or currently, we have walled gardens and platforms are not interoperable. Wink wink, XRP's interoperability. Global standards will help alleviate this issue. CBDCs will be the main answer to overcome cross-border challenges. Interoperability should be a core feature. Implementation will require compromises between countries, and this is where deals and regulations are going to be key. Geopolitics are going to come back into play into the crypto space at an aggressive rate, and you guys all know that's where I most excel. India has started the process of a bilateral basis with Singapore's FastPay and using QR codes for countries like Bhutan and Nepal, soon to be extended to the UAE. And finally, multilateral basis of cross-border payments will still need to be further discussed. But right now, what they're discussing now should shock you, so bring chills down your spine to let you know how close they are to implementing this system we've been discussing on this channel for years now. 4 years. 4 years I've been preparing you for the things we're seeing today. But people still have their eyes closed. Let them sleepwalk while we're wide awake on the path to becoming the new 1%. We're all gonna make it without a shadow of a doubt. Stay on this journey, as owning XRP is like winning the lottery in slow motion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
What we're seeing now is almost like walled gardens with platforms that's operated by different firms, and they're not interoperable. And if you really want the tokenized asset world to take off, I thought one comment that we received is that can we have some kind of industry standard so that everybody complies with that, so that all these platforms become interoperable and it becomes one big marketplace. I think that's one thing that probably we might need to think more about. But you have mentioned cross-border payment, and with blockchain technology, the use of CBDCs, and we are seeing actually a lot of promise in solving the long-standing pain of cross-border payment being too slow, too expensive. Rajeshwar, I know that India has been trying out different cross-border payment linkages with, for example, Singapore, and you are contemplating one with UAE probably. What are the issues that you see in pursuing all these cross-border payments, especially in terms of the differences in capital controls, AML, etc.? How do you resolve that? Is that a stumbling block that's really hard to overcome?
I think simplifying cross-border payments, as Ravi has also mentioned, in terms of costs, etc., I think there will be tremendous scope for using the CBDC. And it can actually simplify the intermediation and increase efficiencies, reduce the costs. Interoperability should be a core feature of this entire process. But practical implementation will require some amount of compromises between the countries concerned. And CBDC also provides us opportunity to start off in a clean slate, in the sense we can do away with the existing edifice, perhaps go ahead with a new structure which will be reflecting, which will harness the potential of CBDC in the cross-border payment space. And actually we have started this process on a bilateral basis. In fact, with Singapore, we have the link with FastPay. You have QR code based link usages in bordering neighboring countries like Bhutan, Nepal. We are also extending it to UAE. So at present, we have actually used more of a bilateral mechanism to process further. So it will be one-to-one country-wise, but maybe going forward in a multilateral basis, how do we do about it? I think that is something which requires a further amount